on a physical plane. They run this planet on a physical plane. These so-called Jewish people. And they are Caucasians. Why the Pope is a Caucasian? Why there have never been an African Pope, head Pope? Why haven't there never been an Asian head Pope or a Latino head Pope or an Indian head Pope? Why there's always a Caucasian head Pope? That's because they racist. And they Satanists, man. This why there was never an African head pope, because they are still racist, and they demonstrate it to y'all every day when these white police officers in the Ku Klux Klan shoot African Americans in their back and face and head and torso and kill them. And they get away with it. We think Black Lives Matters and white supremacy? They could start that movement anytime they want. They just want black people to act a fool so that they could get the masses of white people to stand against black supremacy and call them a bunch of ignorant buffoons and violent savages, that they don't know how to demonstrate a peaceful protest, and that they should prepare themselves for a race war, and calling African American niggas and coons and monkeys by them setting off a certain event to cause an outrageous protest to make masses of African Americans act a fool so they can have a reason to call masses of African Americans coons and monkeys and savages, and have the masses of Caucasians agree with them on exterminating African Americans for the human population, by saying African Americans is the problem here in America. That they systematically cripple them, place them on welfare, place them in the projects. The government is taking care of millions of African Americans. And these Caucasians want to say this, that African Americans is the problem. So let's practice the human population. Let's get rid of the melanated original man and woman who don't like white men, who don't like Caucasian men. Let's get rid of melanated African women who don't like Caucasian men, because we can't interbreed with her. We can't use her. We can't pimp her. We can't prostitute her. We can't manipulate her. We can't use her as a spy. We can't use her to help oppress our own nations. We can't use her as a high-value prostitute to sleep in bed with kings or a prince somewhere to do their agenda. So let's get rid of these rebellious African American women. And most of all, what they have been doing on plantations is getting rid of intelligent African Americans. Why do you think African Americans who knew how to read and write on the plantations was killed. Only take one small apple to wake up a whole bunch of them and make them smart. And make them more aware of their surroundings. This is why they killed smart African Americans centuries ago. Because it only took one intelligent African to wake up the masses and give them a new awareness of their surroundings and keep them up to date with new information. So books, it was like drugs centuries ago. Books, it was worse than the heroin, worse than Marley's, worse than the Waka Flocka. Because it was actually uplifting the African race just by them learning. And learning how to do new things and learn how to read and write so they could properly adjust to the environment. And so that they know how to move more better in certain situations. This is why Africans was hanged if they was caught reading the book. This is why they was hanged and they got caught reading and writing. Because it was intelligent. Caucasians always hated intelligent Africans. Caucasians always hated intelligent Africans because they had that master and slave mentality. This is why Caucasians hate Asians. Ain't no secret why they hate Asians. Like the old saying say, knowledge is power. Yes, knowledge is power. When people biting on that forbidden tree, that apple, yeah, it gives you power mentally, makes you smarter. But look what forbidden knowledge had done to this planet. It ruined most of these jungles on this planet. It made mad scientists rich for creating it made mad scientists rich and wealthy by them creating mass weapons of destruction, like nuclear bombs. But all this technology already been here on this planet. This planet is billions of years old. This technology that they revealing to us is not futuristic. It always been here. It's old. Nothing is new under the sun. All this technology been here. They just reintroducing it to the mass population. They only just taking ancient African inventions and reintroducing it and putting their name on it. It's a money scam for them to get rich. So when people say human depopulation, hue means color, color means melanin. Melanin means soul. And man means the descendant of Adam. And the original man was African. So they're trying to get rid of Africans. This is why Caucasian males are marrying African women and having babies with them. This is why homosexuality is so high in the African communities and Latino communities. because they want human depopulation progress to keep on going on. They don't want African males to meet up with a beautiful, young, decent African female and have children with them, like 5 or more children who they could properly take care of. Excuse me. Why do you think? Why do you think? And another conspiracy. Why do you think they have? Why do you? Why do you think white police officers in the Ku Klux Klan shoot African Americans and kill them so that they can have protesters and act a damn fool and destroy the government property? So the government can say this, that they are not allowed to own guns because they are not responsible. So if they can't own guns because they showing the government that they are not responsible and they destroying the government property, then how can they properly defend themselves against white supremacy members who's coming to kill them because they know a certain amount of information or because they are a rebel against white supremacy because they stand up for their rights and their race rights? They want African Americans to act a damn fool by the masses and do government damage so the government could look back and explain to African Americans who want their gun rights to say that they are not responsible as a race to own guns, so they will not legalize it. Therefore, many African Americans are basically defenseless. Therefore, if many African Americans are defenseless, if they can't own themselves a gun legally, they're gonna try to get it illegally so that they can actually protect themselves. So if they get a gun illegally, this government had the right to lock them up and track down underground African secret markets and lock them up. And they could crush any African movement against white supremacy because they buying guns illegally. The Black Panthers did it legally. And the Black Panthers was killing Ku Klux Klan members in the police stations. This is why they want to ban guns. This is why they want to get rid of African American rights of owning guns so that they can't defend themselves when an open up race war happens. Or when a racist white police officer comes to them trying to take their life because they're having a bad day. Or because they're jealous of an African American who's doing better than them. Or because they want to kill an African American because they see a male with a Caucasian female and that pisses them off, so they want to kill them. Or they see a mulatto and they want to shoot that mulatto in the back because that mulatto father is black. No, Excuse me, because that mulatto father is African. So they want to kill that mulatto child. And they want to kill the Caucasian woman who lay down with that African male and call her a traitor. Many things is going on that is ridiculous.
Yes.
Y'all believe that y'all believe, if many believe this, that everything's gonna be okay when World War III goes on, it really is not. World War III it would cause many of African Americans to become homeless. There will be a lack of jobs. The government will be cutting jobs down so that it could store up more money to create more guns, bullets, missiles, and warheads, and tanks. And many of these Caucasians who are living such a sweet lifestyle, they're gonna break under pressure quickly and go insane. And then you gotta watch out from these African Americans who sold out their own race. But some of them go back to their race. We are an endangered species, Africans. And when I mean an endangered species, we are the most hated race on this planet. We are the most hated, despised race on this planet. We are the most hated, despised race on this planet. We are an endangered species. Probably in 2030, there'll only probably be like maybe 100 million Africans left, God forbid. Within all nations. No, Susan. From all nations, only about 100 million Africans left on the planet. Or maybe in 2050, might only be like 200 million Africans left on this planet. Original Africans left on this planet. And I'm not talking about mulattoes. I'm talking about Africans. There you go.